guys, and welcome to Lety Does road trip to Joshua Tree National Forest Part 2. So first of all, good morning. As you can tell from my big ass down blanket, it's fucking cold. It's about, well, it's gonna be 7 a.m. I just woke up. Last night and in the last vlog I was talking about how I was gonna try to find somewhere to stay, try to find a campground or like a hotel or something. But basically I couldn't find one, and I looked for alternatives because every parking lot nearby basically has like its own like what are they called? Parking lot security or something, but yeah, and they go around looking in cars for people like me who were going to be sleeping. So basically, I looked it up, and this is where I ended up. This is federal land that is managed by the Bureau of Land and is basically free to stay. And there are some cars kind of far off in the distance. There weren't too many, but it's basically a huge stretch of land that's just kind of unmaintained. And it's for people like me who couldn't find somewhere to stay, but also didn't want to get arrested. So this one in particular is honestly about like 10 minutes away from Joshua Tree, and that's not too bad at all. This one is on Cascade and Sunflower. I believe those are the streets. And this place is so freaking foreign, guys. Look at it's all just dirt and tiny little bushes. And I don't know, there wasn't too many people here last night. There's some people like camping in tents, and there's some people like making like campfires and stuff. And this looked a lot creepier last night. It looks a lot more normal today, and I can see just how far everything stretches, but it was really dark last night, guys. And I was just kind of hoping that I was gonna get murdered. But it wasn't too bad, so you know what? That's a plus. That's a plus. But anyway, you can see the moon kind of in there yonder distance. And on the opposite side of me is the sunrise, which you can't really see. Or I'm doing this wrong. Ah, there we go. But anyway, I'm going to be going down to McDonald's and getting breakfast and just kind of figuring out my day. But so far off to a good start. Hey guys, so it is now about to be about 2 a.m. and I've driven down to, or did I just say 2 a.m.? I meant to say 9 a.m. because 9 is not 2, and that is not the number I meant to say. It's gonna be 9 a.m. So I drove down to Barker Dam, as you can see here, and I'm not gonna read all this stuff, so I'll just kind of hold it here. You guys can read it if you want. Show off little map. So yeah, now that I'm finally here, I'm gonna start hiking down the trail, and it's about a 1 hour loop, so 1.3 miles. And here's the thing, they actually have these warnings right now for bighorn sheep. And I don't know if I ever mentioned it before, but I don't have a good experience with bighorn sheep, but more on that later. Not only are there bighorn sheep here, but there are sick bighorn sheep. And we have this warning for no dogs allowed because they might scare away the wildlife, and of course, you know, they might get hit and murdered by bighorn sheep. So, you know what? I might just get thrown up on by a bighorn sheep, and that's most likely how my day's gonna go. Or, you know, I might get rammed off the side of the road or something, but hope that isn't the case. So gonna start down this trail, and I will let you guys know when I get there. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a bunny over there. Oh, Peter Rabbit. Hello. Mr. Bunny. Look at it. Look at it. Goodbye, Mr. Bunnies. I need to go now. You need to go now too. With your fluffy booty. Well, it's gone. Anyway, I don't really know if the path is this way where all these people are walking, or if the path is this way where it looks like it's meant to be a path. So, guess I'm gonna find out. So I was still walking up the path here, but just wanted to stop because I found this sign. You guys can stop and read it if you like. But that tree right there is the Trumbinella oak. And apparently it has these like little acorns that they used to harvest and grind up into flour. But I don't see any little acorns, so guess they were all harvested by some squirrels, which I guess get the first pick at the acorns, like anyone else would want any anymore. But yeah, these are the rock formations and stuff, just kind of showing them off. There's that cool cubey looking rock, and then there's another sign right here, and this one here is for the Perinolina, and I actually don't think I see that one. Maybe it's this mystery bush right in front of me. No, it's not. Oh, wait, I think it's that. And then the photo just makes it look kind of smaller, so I'm pretty sure it's that thing right there, and it just doesn't have this flower thingy that this one has. So I don't know, maybe I'll find one with a flower thingy later on. But yeah, it says at first glance it may look like a short Joshua tree. I guess it kind of does. Apparently Joshua trees look like a lot of things to different people. So anyway, just gonna continue down my hike here. Looks like someone left a jug of water. There's a lot of different types of plants here. There's a lot of different lizards. Oh gosh. Look at that one though. I mean, it's kind of gross, but it is all black. Let's see if I can find it again. And oh, there it is. Hello. Hi. You mind your way and I'll mind mine. Okay, you could say there. Goodbye. Okay, and you know what? That is enough adventure for me right now, and I'm just gonna continue forward, so. Hey guys, so I've actually made it to the dam, and we can't get close because there are so many animals, but that's the dam right there. Ta-da! It's all green and stuff, and the reason we can't get close, all those little birds over there. No bighorn sheep though, so guess that's good for me. And there are so many animals actually. There's even water birds here, because this is the only source of water, you know, in the middle of the desert. So here's a sign, you can read it if you'd like, but it says that coots and grebes nest here, and they eat the algae and the insects, and then you might also find like a long-legged wading bird, stuff like that just comes and finds this water and wants to chill out here. So I'm going to continue ahead on the trail, and maybe I will be able to find the head of the dam, and hopefully I can show that off too. But otherwise, yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's pretty big, so I'm gonna continue on and see what I find. Alright guys, so I went further down the path. As you can see, that's kind of behind me. But I kind of rock scrambled up here so that I can show you guys a better look of the lake. And I don't know where the duck went, but oh, there it is. Yeah, there's a couple birds here. I'm trying not to be too loud, so there's a couple more over there, so I don't scare off whatever may be around here. No bighorn sheep though, so guess I'm lucky. But anyway, yeah, I don't know if I'm really like allowed here, but I mean, I saw some other people doing it, and technically I can access it. I'm assuming the other thing, the block path that was over there, is because it's a like marshy area, and you wouldn't really have footing. You might like sink into the marsh, but yeah, that is the lake. And then if you look over there, you can see the dam. So good thing I came in the spring, because this dries up a lot later in the summer, but yeah, you can check out all the little bugs. The water's actually pretty clear, all things considered. The only reason it looks kind of murky is because there's so much algae. And you can see it kind of, there's a lot over here. Those are just like sticking out from the top, but yeah, definitely really pretty. I would sit here longer, but I do have other stuff to go look at, but check it out. You can see like some black rock over there. I don't know if that's from fire or if it's just like that, because some of the other rocks are kind of dark near the bottom from the water being dried up over time. It's pretty sad, actually. But anyway, I'm gonna continue on and see what else I can find. But otherwise, this place is really pretty. So yeah, I was pretty glad that I was able to get over here. Now the difficulty is going to be getting back, of course. Yeah, I stuck this in my bra so that I could use all my hands and feet and stuff, so I'm gonna go try to head back to the trail without getting soaked. Alright guys, so that's where I just was, somewhere over there, and now I'm on the other side, and I made it to Barker Dam, and that's where the dam is over there. I was showing it off earlier, but this is a little thing that you can read, you know, if you want. It just talks about them making the dam, and then how they were going to upgrade it. So I actually don't need to read this, because I already did some research on it here. So let me kind of, well, I'm gonna have to scramble down these rocks, aren't I? Just wanted to get down lower so I can kind of show you the other side of the dam, because I only showed you the side with water, but this is the other side, so you can actually see better where it kind of splits. And I'm going to be telling you some history about the dam so I can better show you. So, this trail that I'm on, the Barker Dam Trail, is one of the most popular trails here, if not the most popular trail at Joshua Tree. The dam was built in the 1900s by ranchers and cattlers who wanted to have this little watering hole to reserve as much water as possible, since it's the desert and they wanted to keep it since it's so precious. And it's called the Barker Dam because the original guys that built it were named Barker, or rather Barker and Shea Company, cattle company. And you can see the original dam right there, which is the, you can kind of see all the stone. So the original one was 9 feet, and then in 1949 they added that second part. Specifically, William F. Keyes decided to raise it another 6 feet, bringing it to this height that we have today. So you can kind of see the stone part, which was Barker and Company, and then you can see the part that William Keyes added. So yeah, if it wasn't clear, there isn't much water in the desert. So after the first dam was built and the original one was built, a bunch of animals started hanging out here, which included bighorn sheep. So when William Keyes built the second part, he actually decided to rename it, and he renamed it Bighorn Dam. So when you look it up, it'll say actually both names in some of the information about it, because originally it was called Barker Dam, and then some guy came along and raised it, you know, 6 feet, and then he decided to give it a completely different name. But I mean, personally I think it's kind of fucked, because it wouldn't even have any bighorn sheep if the original guy didn't build the first dam, and therefore the second guy wouldn't be able to name it Bighorn Dam. So really, you know, should just name it Barker Dam. Kind of a dick move to just raise it up and give it a completely different name when a bunch of animals start coming along. So anyway, in the spring, after all the snow melts, the dam is like super full. But as I showed you earlier, you know, there's a nasty drought in SoCal these days, so super full is really just about what I showed you, if not a little more, and then that's about it, unfortunately. But anyway, in the fall, summer heat basically dries up everything, and then everything gets all marshy and stuff, and then later when the water raises back up, that gives it the floating what are those called? Algae. Floating algae that we saw earlier. But anyway, the water is super pretty. I showed you it. It's pretty clear, and lots of animals also depend on the water, so you know, if you get really close to it, you can kind of see that was weird, but okay. I don't know if that showed up in the camera or not, but something was chipped at me. Anyway, even though the water's super clear, there's like little bugs in it and stuff, and then of course a bunch of animals hang out here, so even if it's super clear, there's no swimming allowed, which is okay because I'm totally cool with not skinny dipping in a bunch of desert runoff, because that sounds kind of gross. Anyway, I'm gonna start walking kind of back towards the entrance. Ugh. I still need to go to the visitor center and of course figure out the rest of my day. So yeah, that's Barker Dam. No wait, that's Barker Dam. Okay, so I only walked a little further, over there, or over there-ish is the dam. And then I actually just wanted to show off this thing that I found. Is it showing off the thing that I found? So what I think that is I'm pretty sure that is where they would put water for the cattle back when there were cattle ranchers. And then as you can see, there's still some runoff that goes off into like a little creek, and then there's like this little mini wall that I actually don't know what it's for, other than it being a little mini creek, because that one's significantly smaller than Barker Dam. But anyway, just wanted to show that off, and I'm heading back right now. But if you look kind of here, there's this path, and if you follow that path, that'll actually take you to the Petroglyphs. So I'm not gonna be going there right now, but basically up in those rocks over there are some petroglyphs. So petroglyphs, you know, petro, rock, and then glyph is like drawing. So it's just drawing from like the ancient native people from here. And that sounds pretty cool, but I'm doing kind of bad on time, so I'm actually just gonna be heading back. As I was making my way back, I found the coolest thing. It's the plant that I was looking for earlier! See? Kind of like a Joshua tree, but it's standing up straight! So, this one can't be praying. Just kidding, that's not what I wanted to show off. This, over here, is what I wanted to show off. Ta-da! Aren't they pretty? They're actual desert flowers. They're like the only ones I've seen so far, so yeah. I definitely knew why those cactus poachers were interested now. But anyway, yeah, I should keep going now. Okay, so it turns out earlier when I was pointing out the offshoot trail to go to the Petroglyphs, I was actually really, really wrong. And I was on the offshoot trail because I'm actually at the Petroglyphs now, so yay! But here's a sign if you want to go ahead and read it. And then those are the petroglyphs over there. I'm gonna try to get a little higher to see if I can show you better. Okay, so getting up here was a bit more effort than I had expected, but check it out. Isn't that cool? Let me see if I can kind of show you here. So there's a lot of them over here near that hole. And then I think there's a couple more on this side. And they go all the way in through there. And then there's a couple more down there. So yeah, didn't really mean to get here, but glad I came. Okay, so yeah, I'm now gonna get down from here. Just wanted to show off this cool like basketball looking one over here. But I'm gonna try to get down and figure out what direction is the parking lot. And hopefully I don't get lost in the desert forever. So just wanted to give a big shout out to my biggest patrons, Christopher, Pip, Brian, and Michael. And for all of you guys for watching this video. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what I do and you want to check out my Patreon, you can find that by clicking that card up there. But otherwise, get out there, do all the stuff, and I will be seeing you next time. Bye! I got this. I'm a genius. I am an athlete. Ah! Ta-da! Oh yeah, actually there is one. I could send you the Patreon link if you like, or you could just click that video down there. You released a claw here, but you can subscribe to the chick that made this video by clicking that circle button over there. Or, you know, you could just pew, 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 pew!